Our story begins far out in the Pacific Ocean on a little island called Tahiti, because that is the place where Turi was born. However, Turi did not remain in Tahiti. His need to find work took him to Rangi Aotea. There, Turi met a canoe maker who gave him a job. His name was Toto. Now, some years before Turi arrived in Rangi Aotea, Toto had built a canoe near the banks of the Waiarakeke River, where the trees grew. Here, Toto found the perfect tree. It was so big that when it fell and hit the ground, it split in two. One half of the tree was to become the Aotea waka. The Aotea being the only waka that left a clear message of where it came from. Toto had 3 daughters. One of his daughters was Rongorongo, who eventually became Turi's wife. One night, Rongorongo overheard a plot to kill Turi by using karakia on the part of the great chief and high priest Uenuku, due to an insult Turi had inflicted upon him. She hastened to tell Turi what she had heard, and immediately they made plans to flee Rangi Aotea. Turi then sent Rongorongo to tell her father of their predicament. He gave them the Aotea waka to make their escape. The only way to set sail from Rangi Aotea in a waka was through the trade winds. Therefore, it was the trade wind that brought the Aotea into the open sea. From here, they set off for Aotearoa. The final island where Turi and his people stopped before reaching Aotearoa was Aitutaki in the Cook Islands. There he met the chief of Aitutaki. The chief's name was Naki. One evening, Naki grabbed his spear, which was named Tara. He pointed his spear in a southeast direction and threw it into the night sky. He said to Turi, "When you get to your destination, you will find my spear there. Te Tara o Naki." With that, Turi bid the old chief farewell, and he and his people resumed their journey to Aotearoa. But just before reaching Aotearoa, there was a dispute between Turi and Pōtoru on the best direction to sail. Consequently, the canoe was caught in a strong whirlpool known as Te Korokoro o Te Parata, the throat of the taniwha. Had it not been for the protective qualities imbued in Te Awi o Rangi, the sacred axe on board the Aotea, they would have met a perilous end. Once they reached Norfolk Island, they travelled on to the North Cape. They continued sailing towards Taranaki. From there, the travellers carried the Aotea through the isthmus to the west coast. Then they sailed down the coastline until they arrived in Raglan. Eventually, the Aotea waka was laid to rest at Kāwea.